Hey guys, today I want to take a look at two games that happened around 10 years apart. Now in both games, Petrosian had the white pieces, and also in both games, there was a very elegant finish that utilizes a very beautiful attacking motif. So let's look at the first game, which is in front of you right now. Petrosian has the white pieces. This was a game from 1956, and here Petrosian played the move knight to g5. And this is a very strong move, of course. You're not only opening up your queen's access to the 8th rank, but obviously the knight here is just very powerful. Now, black took on d6, white gave a check on a8, and if the king moves to e7, then white totally infiltrates with queen takes a7, and I mean, this is game over. So the king tried to hide on g7 in the game, but this is not much better because there's a very nice tactical theme here that you can employ. So I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to pause the video here and try to find the crushing combination. What did white play here? So I think a lot of people probably found the move queen h8. And the idea is basically correct, but the execution not exactly, because, well, if black takes, then yes, indeed, you can take here, fork the king and queen, and you're totally winning. The issue is black is not forced to take, and after king to g6, you don't have a great way to continue an attack, and you don't have a great way to continue an attack because your king is so unsafe. Something like knight takes rook, maybe trying to just get into an endgame, well, black can just give a number of checks here, and black actually can draw pretty easily, again, because of the fact that your king is so unsafe. So for that reason, you don't want to play queen to h8 immediately, but you want to do the improved version of it, which is bishop takes e5. It's a fork, black has to take, and now queen to h8. And the difference is the queen now views the other queen through the king, so king to g6 here is simply not as effective. You can simply take the queen, and all attacking chances of your opponent are over. So this would be great, but of course, if black takes the queen instead, then we get a very similar continuation to the other line. You simply fork the queen and king and end up in a very beautiful and simple endgame. And so, a very elegant way to finish this game. Now let's travel in time 10 years later and look at the World Championship match between Petrosian and Spassky in 1966. In Game 10 of the 1966 World Championship match, Petrosian found himself with the white pieces. And instead of just skipping to the elegant finish, I wanted to quickly skim through this game because it also featured a very nice double exchange sacrifice, which I thought was worth mentioning. So after bishop to h3 here, instead of moving the rook, which would allow black to actually infiltrate, Petrosian gave away an exchange here, and within just moves, he gave away another one. So a double exchange sacrifice, definitely in the style of Petrosian. And here, Petrosian basically evaluated that these two diagonals plus the knight forces are just too much for black to handle, and he was indeed right, because after knight e4 and a check here on g5, white ends up in a very crushing position, and here is actually the moment that we should kind of stop to analyze. So pause the video, try to find the crushing finish here for white. It's very similar to the game that we just saw. So take a moment, pause the video, and join back when you're ready. So here Petrosian played bishop takes f7, forcing rook takes, because if the king moves, then the queen infiltrates, and there's definitely some sort of checkmating attack there. So rook takes is forced, and now basically identical, almost identical to the game that we just saw, queen to h8, giving away the queen, and actually Spassky resigned in this position, understanding what's about to happen, because after king takes rook, or knight takes rook, which is also a fork, winning back the queen, and of course this endgame is not even worth analyzing, it's too crushing for white, it's basically game over. So I just found these two games super interesting, super instructive, and definitely elegant, and I wanted to share it with you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you're new around here, and I will see you next time. Peace out.